Good afternoon. My name is Micah George. I will be presenting my marketing plan for Lexington Public Library. Lexington Public Library is located here in Lexington, Kentucky. They're a very large library. They've got about 6 branches, and they offer a wide variety of services and programs for all different kinds of patrons. My marketing plan is going to focus on teenagers and the teenage services and programs that they offer. Currently, the Lexington Public Library offers a wide variety of services available for teens, including homework help and online databases, and young adult literature. Where they're lacking most in right now is actual programs, but in their strategic plan as of 2016, one of their goals is to increase the number of programs that they offer for teenagers. They do have a youth advisory board, which I think is a really great program that they offer. It allows teenagers to have an input into what kinds of programs they'd like to see at the library and what they'd be interested in. But my marketing plan is going to focus mostly on their social media use. Teenagers obviously love social media. Some of the polls that I've found have shown that teenagers do, in very large numbers, still use Facebook, although they don't really prefer Facebook. They enjoy using Instagram and Twitter a little bit more than they like using Facebook, although a greater number of them use Facebook. Lexington Public Library does have Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. They're mostly active only on Facebook, though. They are a little bit active on Twitter, but not at all on Instagram. They have an account, but there are no posts on their account at all. And I think this marketing plan suggests that the library should promote their teen services and programs, especially the advisory board, using Instagram and Twitter. And it should also engage their audience by asking for feedback from teens on what they're reading now, what they'd like to see at the library, and encouraging them to come to the teen advisory board. I think this would help them a lot in getting more teen programs, as the Teen Advisory Board, the main purpose of that is for teens to come and discuss what kinds of programs they'd like to see happen at the library. So let's jump right into this. The communication strategy is basically going to encourage teens to talk about with the library what kinds of books they're reading, and sharing them with the LPL Instagram and Twitter accounts. And I also think that it would be a really good idea for them to implement a hashtag, and my suggestion would be LPL Teens, nice and short, to the point. And they'll also promote their events by taking pictures at teen advisory meetings and sharing them on social media, obviously with the teens' permission. LPL will also begin boosting and using ads on Facebook. Now, some libraries have found that ads and boosting posts do not have a large impact, so the focus will mainly be on posts regarding teen services and programs, and minimal focus on using ads and boosting posts. Posts for the teens will be focused on encouraging teens to use their different services and attend programs. So the Village branch offers homework help, and I think this is something that they could really push. And they also offer, online tutoring services and databases that they also need to push as well. Posts will also be created to encourage teens to participate, such as polls on Twitter about the new books that they're most excited to read, or creating a hashtag and inviting teens to post about what they're reading using that hashtag, such as LPL Teen Reads. Is one idea that I have for that. Talking about the organization itself, the Lexington Public Library is a 6-branch public library system located here in Lexington, and each branch has unique qualities and services that set them apart from other branches, and they each have a unique set of patrons who use their services depending on the area of town that they serve. As I mentioned before, their strategic plan that they just revised has proposed that they are going to work on serving teens better. They do offer plenty of services, but they are lacking in programs. And they do have a very good young adult literature collection. And they also have access through the library to test and study materials for ACT, and they have, the Village branch, as I mentioned before, offers homework help. And as I mentioned before, they don't offer very many programs, but they are trying to improve that by through their teen advisory board. And this is a place where teens have opportunity to put input into what kinds of programs that they'd like to see. So Lexington Public Library has an opportunity to improve their teen programs by pushing their teen advisory board further on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook. Now, the budget for this is going to be, this will not require a very large budget. I propose that LPL start boosting and promoting and putting more ads out on Facebook, but this does not need to be very extensive, because as I mentioned, some libraries don't see a huge impact from that. I think it would be a good idea to start out pretty small. So the budget, I will say, over the next maybe year is about $2,000. Because on Twitter and Instagram, there's not really a huge need to sponsor ads or boost posts. Now the goals for this, by implementing this new plan, LPL will achieve the following. My two goals are mainly gain 300 new followers on Instagram and Twitter by increasing posts on those platforms, and increase attendance to teen programs by 10%. Now the assessment for this plan, the largest indication of success will be measuring attendance of teen programs and gaining of new members of the teen advisory board. And the goal is to increase attendance by 10%. So it will be really easy to see if Instagram is making a difference, because currently there are no posts on Instagram at all. So any gain of followers is going to be a success. And another way to assess is if people are actually engaging with the posts. This can be measured with likes and comments, and Facebook can track other types of engagement, such as views and how long people spend on a specific post. There's really no baseline for Instagram because, like I said, they don't really have any posts. Best way to tell if it's making a difference is to measure the increase of followers over time. Facebook and Twitter do have a baseline to measure against, and the goal is to increase followers as well as engagement with posts. Feedback on posts will help determine which kinds of posts work and which don't. And the survey will be distributed to teens who attend programs to see how they found out about the program and their opinion of LPL's social media. And I also would suggest using focus groups to talk more about LPL's social media presence and what they think about their Instagram posts, Twitter posts, Facebook posts, etc. And the feedback from the survey and the focus groups will allow LPL to see what kind of posts they engagement with and which they don't. Finally, the social media campaign is going to be focused on teenagers, as I've said throughout this. So this is my segmentation portion. It's going to be focused on teenagers. The library does offer quite a few different services that teens can take advantage of. Like I said, practice tests for SAT and ACT, as well as other skills to prepare for college. And there's also other web resources linked from the library website, and there's also homework help. And one thing that I haven't put up on my website yet is that they now offer online chat, which I think is a really good feature on the website. And this would help teenagers who maybe don't want to come to the library, but they need help with their homework, and so or need help with research. And this way, they can get help from home without even having to come to the library. Now, coming to the library is obviously more ideal, but the Ask a Librarian feature is also very helpful. They also have an extensive collection of young adult books, both fiction and nonfiction. And they do host events. They're very low right now, but the Teen Advisory Board is hopefully going to help push that further. And it also allows teens to have a place to have input, and it will help develop better programs that teens will actually be interested in. So that's my marketing plan. Thank you for watching. I appreciate any feedback. This is very rough, I know. But I'll appreciate any feedback, and hopefully we'll see you soon.